Let me know if I'm in a spotty zone. Those are my keys. I'm in the car. Hello, people. This is what you get to see today, because guess what? I don't have an umbrella. I can see me. Can anybody else? Let's see. Oh, there's one. There. Okay. Someone's taking a picture in front of the Scientology? Oh, no. They're doing it for the... Good. I thought I was in a zone. Yeah, there's supposed to be thunderstorms here today. Partly cloudy with thunderstorms. Can you believe that one? Talk about weird. Okay, yes, we're doing it from the car. Weirdly enough, my passenger side folds down to a desk. It's really bizarre. Hi, Janet. Hi, Fuzz. Hi, Cricket. Yeah, I don't have to like get into all the accoutrement right now but they don't have curtains up, so we're gonna have to sacrifice curtains today, so I can just do it. We'll see if they actually watch me. Ask an OTA to change the weather for you. You know, it was funny. I was looking at my WTF weather, which is a great app, because they use the microclimate, like, you know, all the weather freaks things that they have on their roofs. And I saw this partly cloudy and this thunderstorm with a lightning bolt. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I asked Papa Cat. I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, thunderstorms? I'm like, ah. Look from a moist and sunny San Joaquin Valley. It's supposed to rain off and on here for about, 10 days or something? Okay, Janet. So, but I'll have an umbrella. For some reason, we lost every single compact umbrella for some reason. So I didn't even think about it till I was driving here. I was going to park in a loading zone right in front of the doors, but I got a real parking space. And since the car got towed a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, I'll just stay here. So yeah, it's like, we're broadcasting from the car today. And it just drops. On the way here, I have learned that amber sunglasses are great to have when it's raining and you're on the freeway, because it makes things a lot clearer. So it's like all of a sudden it was like partly cloudy, then thud, it just started raining like crazy. And I'm like, oh, Thrillsville. It's somewhat apocalyptic to be going for groceries and confronting. There's the story. Here's the lightning story. First time, one of the first times I went to Tennessee with Papa Cat, because he's from there. There was a lightning storm. We don't have them here. We hardly ever get them here. Somebody's pulling up. Who's pulling up? FedEx. And I'm at the garage because I don't know any better. The garage door is open. I don't know any better. I don't know that, lightning can, turn in. So I'm there. All of a sudden you hear me scream. Papa Cat's in the house because there was a big old lightning bolt somewhere. And he comes downstairs and he's like, what are you doing there? I'm like, I'm watching the storm. He's like, no, you're not. Get inside. So I get inside. And then I don't know any better. Again, I go out to the covered porch. And then lightning hits about 50 feet away, and I scream again. He comes running down the stairs again, and he's like, get your butt inside. So I've learned lightning's not fun. Lightning streak clouds, yeah. I'm just reeling from the news that Jesus wrote the Bible in English. They can happen any time of the year in the Sierra, but on the valley floor, they're relatively rare. Yeah, and they're relatively rare to hear too, or they never got close. I one time was driving to the city, top deck of the Bay Bridge, and a lightning bolt hits right in front of me. And, or actually hits the radar above me because I was just about to go in the tunnel and realized, holy crap, I'm blind. So for like 3 seconds, I'm just like trying to keep my wheel straight, hoping I'm going straight before my eyes adjust again. So lightning is God's Virgos. Yeah, no, I actually got to see the whole Bad Bunny thing today. I forgot to watch it yesterday. And at the point where he wakes up the kid who's sleeping at the wedding, that made me cry, because I was that kid for so long. And you can tell as the families got like more and more middle class. The last time I went somewhere, they took all of us kids to a hotel room and said, you stay here. And they went back to party. So my grandma would tell us that gender was the angels bowling. Ah, yes. I heard that one. So yeah, the Bad Bunny one. Anybody who thinks that, or anybody who's a maggot still, you're a racist. Get over it. That's all I can say. Because I still don't know the English translation yet, but I have a feeling we're going to be learning a couple of songs in Spanish. I was going to say, Ricky Martin had to sing in English. It was so neat seeing him sing in Spanish. And the fact that people, you know what everybody's forgotten was that Ricky Martin's gay. I love it. I found the porn. Oops, prawn. They're complaining, the other side was complaining that there was prawn in the halftime show. There's 2 prawn, supposedly. They're both about half a second. One is when they're at the truck and the door is open. That's one for half a second. And then the other one was 2 guys dancing in the second one. So, you know, only Republicans, only maggots could figure out where to find the prawn. So, because me and Papa Cat went, where? We missed it. Chica la migra, yeah. See? Perfect accent. Washington Irving said the thunder in the Catskills were those strange elves bowling. There was a lot of representation during that show. Yes. And I was reading some of the comments and they were like, oh my God, they showed my flag. Oh my God, they showed my flag. And other people are like, what's the big deal? They showed your flag. And I was like thinking, do you know how much of a big freaking deal it is to be like represented when you're never represented? It's like, people, you don't understand. You know, Antilles, or was it Dominican Republic? They were so excited. And I'm like, yeah, they should be. So I just loved it. Yeah, God bless America, all America. Ha-ha. But yeah. And wouldn't the maggots like to know that Buffy's husband is Puerto Rican? Freddie Prinze Jr. is Puerto Rican. His father was Puerto Rican. So he's half Puerto Rican. Say 49%. Turns out the elves in the Catskills were Freddie, Roman, and Alan King. You have a flag. Oh, they put the curtains up. Oh my God, they're listening. Osa, ha ha ha. There's a bi Mexican American flag. Really? I gotta look that puppy up. But yeah, nobody's mentioned that Ricky Martin's gay. Did they miss something? Because you figured they'd be all over that. They're too busy looking for the prawn. Should tell you why Grindr always crashes in whatever city they're at. It's just so bizarre. It's like, hello, people. But yeah, it was really cool to see Ricky Martin sing. Oh my God, he sounds the same. He's one of those people who can sing beautifully, you know, live. And I love it how they were saying that Gaga's white. It's like, no, Gaga's Italian. And Italian was considered a minority for a long time. And in New York, it probably still is. So she's technically Hispanic. Hispaniola, okay, people? Why was Myron Cohen the favorite Jewish comedian of Catholics tonight on 60 Minutes? They're so triggered by rhythm. Yeah. No, I was going to say, they made Ricky Martin speak English. They made Gloria Estefan not have any, like, you know, Latin music. Selena, they only liked her because she was beautiful. And they even made Falco sing in English, which he didn't. If I remember right, Rock Me Amadeus is English. Any other, I actually learned it in German. Language other than English. They're like, you know, now it has to be in English. What was the group that did 99 Luftballons? I want to say that both of those bands actually had their English version done by somebody else. Hi, y'all. At work with my client, they're a bowling ATM working on Chinga de Migra hats. Yay! Bowling. How do we, KA, you know, you channel this channel because, you know, they were talking about bowling. Tom Waits sings and click on it. Nina, yes. Falco is dead, or at least he is in very poor condition. No, he did pass. He did pass. A little too abusive with his body. So, but he was gorgeous. I think, you know, it's like, that doesn't hurt. But yeah, that's why I took German. I realized that. That's why I took German in high school, because it came out between junior high school and high school. And it was like, if they're that gorgeous, that and they're all dressed, he is all dressed up in all fluffy clothes. It's like, talk about a goth girl's dream world. So yeah, Megyn Kelly's rant. Okay, now who was I agreeing with yesterday? Some heavy duty ugly guy. I can't remember his name. Even he was saying, because he's like one of those alt-right people, even he was saying that Megyn Kelly's doing it for the clicks, basically, because she did sound like an idiot. Falco versus Taco. But it's the same thing they do constantly. She was screaming that 40 million Americans speak Spanish. So what about the rest of them? It's like, you fucking idiot. 40 million, okay? And there'd be a lot more if it was more of a mainstream language. If people would have allowed it, we'd all be speaking Spanish and English. So, you know, and here in San Francisco, we'd be speaking Chinese, Spanish, and English. But they've kept everybody so, like, isolated in their little worlds because, you know, they're so afraid that we're going to take over. You know what? We took over a long time ago. Sorry. And half my ancestors raped the other half of my ancestors. So, hey, what do I got to complain about? Falco's record that had Der Kommissar on it is excellent. Very sexy. Yes. Yes. We passed that record around. Yep. Real heard of any of Pam Bondi's testifying from Congress. Yes, actually, I have actually only listened like 5 minutes of it because I was listening to Don Lemon because it got me very, very depressed again. I am here. I don't know why. I don't know how I made it here because what it was so far, well, she's not answering questions, of course. So what it was at the beginning, it was Epstein and Border Patrol. It was some weird shit. The Republicans were saying something. Democrats were saying something else. She wasn't answering questions as normal. But yeah, one of the congressmen asked her, and this is what just killed me again. I understand people now with childhood trauma because I hid mine my whole life. And this one was that because I didn't understand. I didn't understand why they were losing their minds over the Jane Does having their names, you know, the victims having their names out there. I didn't know it was their name, their address, their phone number, and some nude pictures. And that made me cry again. I came so close to just going, fuck it, I'm done. I'm just going to sit on the second floor and play my dragons and never come out in public again. So, I tell myself, I'm sure you did, Cricket. I did. I started crying again. I think of it this way. The last time I hit like rock bottom with my feelings about this, believe it or not, MLH got me out of it. I started watching DT, and they made me laugh so hard that's why I say on MLH, he saved me. He doesn't know how. I would have just given up and said, fuck it, I'm done. And just hid in the house until I died. 20 years, whatever. So that's the way I look at it now. It's like, nope, I can climb out of this. I can make this better. I can do things that I can deal with. It's made me a little colder, for sure. I am a little more standoffish right now, but I figure when all this shit's done that I can probably get back to my little ballooned self again and have my little world back. But right now it can't, and I'm in survival mode. It's my birthday and I could cry if I want to. Yes. Yeah, I couldn't keep my mouth shut listening to her. I know. DT is great because it's a forum where you get to fight back. Yes. And you get to be 12. It really does help. I mean, it's like, I have a thing about stuffed animals. I have a thing about my pets. And it's all because of the shit that I went through when I was a kid. So I still sleep with a stuffed animal. Osa, do you hear that? I sleep with a Stitch. Fuck you. Because I'm reclaiming my time, basically. It's stupid, it's fun, it's stupid fun. Yes, it is. Sorry, Potter, I'll cry if I want to, Joseph Stalin. The only problem is that, number one, Bozo is always 15 minutes early, so I always miss the very beginning. And number two, I can't drink coffee when I'm modding DT. I almost dropped my coffee today because Becky made me laugh. I have anger or outbursts, not pretty or fun. Yeah. No, I am beyond good at just stuffing every single emotion down my throat and acting like if the world is normal. And that's the biggest thing that I've had to stop myself doing, is just completely closing off, because I become cold. I mean, just fucking cold. Cold to the point where my friends are like, what did I do? And it's like, nothing. Why? So I'm trying. That's also why I'm here, even though I don't have an umbrella and I have the camera on the doors, is that I have to keep making myself come out. And I have to keep making myself come out and stream, because you guys make me laugh too much. So it helps. I was listening to my liked list on the way in. I was going to listen to Don Lemon, and I'm like, no, I've proven it to myself more than once that if I don't sing on the way in, I'm not well. So yes, big hug to Cricket. So that's why I was doing it for the dopamine fix. The kratom worked for a while, and I don't take it anymore. But I'm a lot closer to my feelings than I was before. I didn't realize that I closed people off. This is all stuff I've realized in the past couple of years. So, and I've also realized yesterday that all of this shit is a freaking popularity contest. That's all this is. What? I'm sorry you were the nerd at school. I'm sorry you weren't popular. All of this crap is I'm better than you, and it's just all popularity. It's amazing how much this administration is like high school. It's like, wow. And I am just amazed by it. It all breaks down to, was a guy who's almost in his 80s running the country into the ground because nobody liked him when he was a kid. It's so bizarre. The leader of the Presidium? What is that? Bingo. Yeah. It's a fucking popularity contest. And it's like, I sort of want to get the people like me together, the ones who were popular in school and who have their friends are nerds now, but I've talked to people like that my whole life. So it's like, I am not the only one, I'm sure, and just go, okay, let's start breaking this shit down. You had a problem in high school, need to get over it. You were the biggest nerd in your school, get over it. You were the one everybody ignored, get over it. You were not the pretty one till cosmetic surgery, get over it. Because that's all it is. We're in worst inflation, where cat food costs $70 a bag. Don't even go there. Because this man was not appreciated in school and ignored and probably made fun of since he went to a military academy. WTF. Like high school, but with nuclear weapons. You know he does not have the red button. You know he doesn't. Marco Rubio probably went, and took it. And Botox, and lots of Botox. Yes! It's like Brazil with Catherine Hellman, where she shows up like at the last part of it, and she's just skin stretched across a form. That's it. It's so weird. These people are so perfect. I believe that Botox is the future. Well, Jill Zarin from Real Housewives of New York, I used to watch that show. And when I saw her racist rant, I was like, is that her daughter? Am I getting the wrong Zarin here? Because, I haven't watched it in 20 years? And it's her. It's really her. And I'm like, how in the hell? And now you can tell who's got cosmetic surgery again. Now it isn't the Chinese eyes. Now it's the skin, the smooth skin. You look like, a Cabbage Patch doll. It's so weird. We were fortunate that in my circle in high school was ignored and left to ourselves, which we were fine with, a more innocent time. Yeah, I Ferris Buellered my way through school. I really did. I talked to everybody. So that's probably why I don't understand all this prejudicial bullshit, because growing up in Oakland, we had every single, race on the planet and class on the planet because of the high school. And I just didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be friends with certain people, quote unquote. So I didn't even realize that I was one of the Mean Girls until Mean Girls came out and someone got mad at me and just ripped me a new one. And I was like, wow, okay. So, yeah, I wasn't even aware that I was one of those until that movie came out. So think about it. At my age, I was already in my 30s, probably my late 20s, when somebody finally just went, all over me. So the sister was an offender bender. Oh my God. I get a picture and a text this morning going, there was like a 7-car accident and I'm okay. And I'm like, stay in the fucking house. I literally texted that. I'm like, why are you tempting fate? Because she just got the official thing yesterday that she is cancer free, period. So it's like, I know you went to Disneyland. Now what the hell are you doing out on the road? She has an automatic Corvette, don't ask. And I said, I go, stay in the fucking house. And it wasn't the Corvette, was it? So, no, it was her Tesla. Hopefully she won't replace it with another Tesla. Blah. I forgot. That's what I was going to do before I left the house. I was going to say, will you get a BMW, please? The friendliest kids in my school were the ones who grew up in other countries. I want to know that we didn't have very many people from other countries. They were born there, but their parents usually came over here when they were young. I guess San Francisco was more of an exile growing up than a immigrate. So, because I had Vietnam, and I had, the Cultural Revolution and, stuff like that. So it was a lot more Asian people who were a lot more doing exile than immigration. So stay tuned for more life advice. Shut up, Fuzz. Yeah, stay in the fucking house. That's like, People mailed off to me got years of debilitating psychological operations back. These kids were army brats or the business equivalent. Okay, yeah. See, where I was in Oakland, we had more of the exile people. Most of the bases were like either north of Oakland or San Francisco. And even Alameda had more because we had an army base there. So the only thing we had in Oakland was the hospital. So we didn't have a lot of people that lived there. And back then you could live where your base was because that's what you wanted to do. So people pretty much stayed close to their bases. So yeah, when I was a kid, it was still really cool to have a car. It wasn't I get a car. It was, we got a car when we came, got shipped over here. So that was the thing. So, but then again, I know rotary phones. I had an icebox. Who were we picking on the other day about that? So yeah, see, come in here. I request a free base. Oh, damn you! That song is going through my head now again. We were talking about Elvis crossing a white line. Somebody said white lines, and now you've got it running through. Again. Damn you. Oh yeah, because Elvis almost veered into a biker. A guy on a motorcycle. And you can tell that guy on the motorcycle did swerve because his butt got off the motorcycle a little bit. And I'm thinking, dude, the motorcyclist would have been all over the place. A friend of mine lost a foot in traffic. So if you can lose a foot in traffic, think about as fast as he was going, if he would have made that motorcyclist hit. It would not have been fun. So hopefully it won't, but hopefully that'll keep him from reading his damn chat while he's driving. Oh, that Elvis smuff. Yes. And of course, I don't find any of this out until I mod him, because I don't watch him, and I've tried watching him like 3 times. First time was maybe 5 minutes. The second time was maybe 3, and the last time was maybe 1. I just can't. I can't watch him. It's like, I think he gives me headaches. So it's like when I get to see or hear anything, it's from secondhand, totally. So thank you. Hey, thank you, big giant head. It's bad enough I had a cat named China, okay? Smellville says love the bucket. Oh my God. It's Wookie torture. So yes, unfortunately, when I go home, and I'm gonna watch Don Lemon, because I am a lemon head, and see what else they say, because he was running panels while they were doing it. So see, I keep going back to it. I can't help it. It just makes me want to. It makes me want to aggressively, non-violent drive these people nuts. How's that? Because, them describing it this morning is like names, phone numbers, where they live. Some of these people, their families only found out through this shit. It's like, and then the nude pictures. And I was like, what the foo is wrong with these people? Lemon is dreaming. Of course, Cricket. He's probably the gay journalist poster boy, isn't he? Smellvis and Colonel Parker. Oh my God. I feel a song brain. Oh my God. So we were talking on MLH, and you're so dumb, that's one of their things, and me and Rib Guy got in a conversation about Costco. And I was like, nobody's borrowing my Costco card, because they were making fun of him with the Costco card. And I'm like, I'm thinking, you're going to take it from my cold dead hands. I don't loan my Costco card to anybody. Oh, when I was watching, the first thing I found, because I'm always, going from, usually I watch the whole thing when I watch something on YouTube. I'm not very good at cutting away from it. So before I got to Bad Bunny, I got to find a thing that said, or it showed up on my algorithm. It said Bad Bunny in San Juan, watching at a bar. And so I went over there to go watch that one. And I looked around and I'm thinking, Puerto Rico is totally American. Totally. I mean, there are so many people there with just the whole range, the Spaniard, all the way to the African. I mean, blonde, blue-eyed, all the way to very dark colored skin. And I'm thinking, you know what the difference is if they really want to pick something out between Puerto Rican and here? The white people have rhythm there. I swear to God. I was watching white people and they could dance like for real. And they were just like, doing it. And I'm like, that's the difference. If I was Puerto Rico, I wouldn't want to be American. That's for sure. Is it Costco? That's a pressing check writer. Oh my God. Oh, hand to the forehead. No, my God, no. Costco has 2 of your peeps. Was ist peeps? So yeah, no, Puerto Rico looks like what America should be. It's like all over the place. It's like, that and the whole, why is he doing it in Spanish? Because it proves that he was not of a rich class. Unlike freaking, was it Kid Rock, who grew up on an estate? I didn't know that. They showed Google Maps of his parents' house. They had a fucking tennis court. Holy crap. So yeah, it's like Bad Bunny's English is awful because he did not grow up privileged. So it's like, God, F off, all of you. If you don't want Spanish, maybe you don't colonize a Spanish-speaking people group. Yep. Bingo. Does a mainland American need a passport to travel to Puerto Rico? No. Not any American territories. Yes, Kid Rock was quite privileged. I don't know anybody with a tennis court when I was growing up. I knew people with an archery range, but nobody had a backyard that big. And remember, I knew one of the richest people in the country. His son, okay? They didn't have a tennis court. It's like, holy crap. But no, that's why everybody goes to the Virgin Islands in the East Coast to have vacation. It's because it's an American territory. So when I was younger, I used to think they just went these places because it was cheaper. And that's probably part of it. But the other part is the fact that it's also an American territory and it's a beautiful place to go to. So, so that's, it's sort of like how everybody says that Elon had to buy Twitter. No, he was made to buy Twitter. So, and I will keep standing up for it because I live here where he destroyed Twitter. When he walked in with his bathroom sink to the front desk and said, I'm here, and then proceeded to lay off absolutely everybody except for his A1 visa people. Truth. So he destroyed the part of San Francisco that was becoming gentrified from a crack den, basically. So it's like everybody who keeps saying that he bought Twitter. No, he was forced to buy Twitter. It was some kind of publicity stunt that he offered that much money. And then when he realized he wasn't going to get funded for it, he pulled back. And that's when the security exchange said, no, sorry, you have to buy it. Have a nice day. How does it feel to buy 5 pounds of veal to roam the bulk zones? Dodging coupon drones, stacking paper cones like a Costco drone. Oh my God, that's awesome. That is awesome. You win, Clark. The Virgin Islands are changing their name to the fully grown consenting adult islands. It's American territory. It's like going to Hawaii. Actually, Hawaii is a state, though. Hawaii is not a territory. And that's what Ricky Martin was singing about. He was singing that Puerto Rico shouldn't wind up like Hawaii. Woo! So he was made to buy it because he started to buy it, sucker. Well, he was made to buy it because he had made the offer. And he didn't know that making the offer made it legit, that it wasn't just, going to buy a house. So that's why he really got screwed. He really had to kiss butt to get the money for that. So that's why he laid all those people off. Let's be real here. I mean, he didn't care. Once he got it, he laid the people off because he couldn't afford it and destroyed it and destroyed the neighborhood around it. So, because that neighborhood before Twitter moved in, it was porno houses and druggies and everything. It was bad. And when he moved in, then the Whole Foods moved in and other people were using the building that he was in because he was in the Trade Mart. And there are condos built around there that are gorgeous that were probably going for $1 million. And now they probably can't give them away. So because, of course, the neighborhood's starting to fall again. So one of these days I'm going to do a live from there so you guys can see what it wound up being again. So I was so mad when he got Twitter and then announced he was going to make it private. It was like, you son of a bitch. So that's why I always say he was not forced, or he did not buy it, quote unquote. He was forced to buy it. I got that one. Oh, somebody else got it. Prawn House is where I need to do research for my book. That area of Market Street was really, really ugly at one point. And Twitter moves in, it starts becoming bougie techie, which was a good thing because it wasn't like they were gentrifying a neighborhood that had been, ethnic. So it was one of the one spots that was actually, please gentrify. And now you go a block away from there and it's back to Skid Row again. So, and, he could give a rat's ass. So I feel sorry for the people who bought condos and houses and everything when they were working at Twitter and wound up having to sell them because, they thought they would have a secure job. So, because once Twitter went public, you figure it'd be around for a while because companies weren't really normally being public or private again. So, and it was Twitter. So I'll never call it X. If I do, it's a slip. I will always call it Twitter. So sorry for the nose, guys. There's nothing to blow. It's just one of those things. Adam is the one man who gets Playboy to read the articles. I'm gonna lose my voice. I can tell already. So I actually made notes. Let's see. There was a bookstore on William Street in San Jose that was rather interesting and odd. Okay. Oh, okay. I can't live without knowing which Whiskey Norman Mailer prefers. So I got another thing through my head was there's no Democrat or Republican anymore. Now it should be just the compassion and the hate. That's it. The compassion party and the hate party. That's it. That's all we're broken down to because Democrat and Republican doesn't really count anymore. I have seen so many formerly even maggot Republicans that have changed their stream in YouTube and they're just like, what the hell was wrong with me? So it's like, I had it as love and hate and I was like, no, not love, compassion. Those people on the other side, they don't have compassion. So it's not Democrat, Republican, not to me anymore. So, I would love to be a registered independent, but in California that sucks. So I'm staying as a Democrat. Because, we're different here. Research, yep. We're the hate party. Arr, arr, arr. I wrote it down to pro-release the files or anti-release the files. I was sort of thinking today was like, are you for the halftime show or against the halftime show? Because watching the whole thing, it was like, how could you even like take it apart and bitch about the Spanish alone? I mean, all the things he represented, the power poles just made me think of home when I was growing up, because most of Oakland is power poles. The couple getting married for real. And somebody said that their cake was real. Did you see that cake? That thing was huge. And I mean, the layer itself was huge. The kid who looked like the 5-year-old, the lady who served him the shot, that was from the social club. And the grill guy was from a grill place in LA. And it's like, what the hell's wrong with you? If you cannot be made to smile by the end of it, there is something sincerely wrong with you. And you know what? Go change the channel and listen to Mr. Lip Sync, who had, as everybody keeps saying, it was, they're complaining because Bad Bunny wasn't in English while, him does blah, 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 whatever. I don't know the song. I actually was thinking back then that a white rapper, a white bullshit rapper, I don't want to listen to. I wish there was a fun third party to join. I know, I do too. That prawn theater is called the Powerball. I didn't know you went to those kinds of theaters, Adam. Getting some Ricky Martin on. Oh, and I do realize that the long COVID is still in me. I've been picking on myself for like the past 3 or 4 months. Ever since my leg got better before it got worse, like the other leg got bad, was that I'm not getting up in the evening and doing things. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And then I realized when I was talking about it, a friend of mine who still has his long COVID, that it's long COVID. I still don't have the motivation gene. I have the motivation gene in the morning. I have the motivation gene to come here. On my way home, I lose it. And then there's nothing. And I've never been like that. I've never been one to just sit around after work. So it's like, it's still long COVID. And my taste buds keep changing. So it's like, it's not going to go, it feels like it's not going to go away. And I'm going to have to figure out ways to do it, because it has its issues. I don't get on my bike sometimes. And it's like, and I tell Papa Cat, make me do this and make me do that. And that's not in his DNA. He can't make me do anything. And that's not because I don't want to. It's that he can't. It's just not him. He's the sweetest man on the planet. So it's like, it's still part of the long COVID. It sucks. So anybody who got COVID and made it out should be very, very happy and thank your lucky stars, because long COVID blows. I have to try to figure out now how to make myself have habits, because as crazy as I am, I need habits. So I've got to figure out a way to make a habit to do something every night, like after dinner or something. Maybe brush the cats. Because I haven't even brushed Abby in the past 3 days. And poor thing with the double coat, she needs to be brushed. And I don't get her in the morning. So I have long COVID. I keep sneezing in Italian. Well, that was my point too. It's like, okay, you want it in English. Well, what about those operas? Yeah, those Germans, those Italians, you better fucking speak English. Do you know what an Italian, do you know what any opera sounds like sung in English? It sounds ridiculous. Ricky is muy caliente. Yes, he is. Still. Oh my God, he's still gorgeous. It's so bizarre. He's still gorgeous. Isn't he like 50 now? Hi, Kobo. Brush the cat. Sounds like a euphemism. There's a phrase, I guess it maybe, I was watching the Bulwark. So it was a Republican the guy with his pearls, and then like an independent, I guess. And the Republican said the Bush line. And I knew exactly what she was talking about. And the other two are like, I hate that phrase. That phrase is awful, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I knew she meant from the bush, not the bush. And the guys were, I don't like that. And I'm like, wow, men do think about nothing but prawn all day long, don't they? Those people have never been to the opera. Maybe as kids. I went to the opera when I was a kid. Yeah, they're all from the suburbs, aren't they? But they've heard opera. I'm trying to think. The British movies from the 2000s. They would always have them going, hell, even Pretty Woman. Doesn't Pretty Woman have an opera scene? Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny does it by Royal Seville. Well, that would explain the alphas, right? Anyway. Now I've got they're going through my head. The Purple and the Bush cinematic gold. Totally. Oh, and I found out what the white was about. Well, it was cream. Because it was the sugarcane workers who made clothes out of the sacks because they couldn't afford anything else. And the white would keep the sun just a little bit more off of them. So somebody was explaining that because, people were like, what does it mean? What does it mean? And yeah, I didn't get the white thing. But now I know what the white is because like Don Lemon said, that was church white because it was cream. But yeah, so there was that. Gaga's dress was by a Puerto Rican designer. So, and Bugs was the original Bad Bunny. Yes, he was. Moonstruck had opera. Yes, and Frasier. Yeah. I bet you $100 these people went to the bathroom. Yeah, that's why I always assumed everybody had seen opera because I would see it on, movies and stuff. And it was like, and especially when I was a kid, Amadeus, or teenager, 20. Yeah, when Amadeus came out and everybody was watching the movie, it's like, hello. I don't even want to know what these people were even thinking. So, but yeah, they were explaining everything. So the grill guy, the bodega, everything else. And this was what got me too. Somebody was complaining that there was a maggot celebrity there. And I was like, see, you're doing it in the opposite direction. If you're not going to say, isn't that great that she was there, instead of going, why was she there? You're being a hypocrite. And I was thinking about that as he was saying it. I can't remember who it was because I watched so many people in the morning. But yeah, they were like, no, why is she there? And I'm like, because it's inclusive, because we're all being one. Get over yourself. I like when Bugs Bunny did drag as the girl Tasmanian Devil. I know. See, we grew up watching drag. Why is it drag so bad when we watched Bugs Bunny, who nobody ever thought was gay, even though he hit on Yosemite Sam all the time and was giving, the monster a foot massage on his head. Now, if that ain't some, prawn there, I don't know what is. Why are drag queens bad? But then again, I grew up in San Francisco where everything is normal, no matter how weird it is. Seeing a sister roller skate down the street in her habit with her beard is normal. They like opera parodies of Amadeus. I'm a dentist. Lipstick in a bear trap for teeth. Oh my God. My only complaint is that the commercials were all for AI and gambling and weight loss pills and crypto, and their civilization is in decline. Yeah, no. I started and explained it. I'm so used to just checking the brain out for the commercials because I watch them because I was lucky enough to see the Apple one the first time where they all walked off the cliff. That I was just like, I was watching them day before yesterday, Monday, and it was like none of them were interesting me. And there was one that was funny, but most of them just were like boring. I stopped watching it. So, hi, good vibes. How are you? Other than that, Bill, how'd you like the play? If Bitcoin keeps tanking, oh boy. Oh yeah, if Bitcoin keeps tanking, then we might get our environment back. Because all those servers will have to, be dead and people will be able to get their RAM again. But hey, I'm sorry, people, but if you invested in Bitcoin and didn't get out immediately, you're stupid. The only thing I've ever invested in was Twitter, and that was good. I got a whole $84 in profit. I bought it because a friend of mine was one of the founding people at Twitter. So when it became public, I teased him and told him I bought Twitter, and he's like, I sold mine. A PSA test PSA wallet. Best commercial was the extended tight end pun for the prostate screening. Yes. I think I saw that one. Bill, if the commercials weren't for AI or gambling or weight loss or crypto, weren't bad, few and far between, but they were even good in some cases. Okay, maybe I'll watch it again then, because, people consolidate it. The funniest part about Bad Bunny is that we don't have like a real cable link anymore, even though I'm thinking about seeing how much we spend on like apps and YouTube TV, or not YouTube, but like premium and all this other crap, and the ones we pay for. It's like, I want to see if it's more than cable, because if it is, then I'm gonna get cable back again. Screw this. Live TV again. So I was watching it on YouTube, and at the time my algorithm wasn't going to like NFL channel or anything. It did go to Apple, and Apple cut it off. And I was like, okay, I didn't get on my iTunes. So I found another one, and then it lasted for maybe a minute or two, and it cut off. And I'm like, okay, well, I give up. So that's why I had to watch it today, because I only saw it to... I'm trying to think when. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes in, because I didn't see Gaga. Sorry, I was distracted by someone who's got better abs than me. Agree, Kay, the Lay's potato chips and Dunkin' Donuts were good. Okay, I didn't see those. Then I will. I'll make Papa Cat watch it with me. How far along am I? 52. Wow. God, I can babble for no reason, can't I? I don't think I've even gone down my whole list. Nope, I won my whole list. I got it. So yeah, my notes, they go lower. Chip car accident. Bikers not being hit. Oh, I had whiplash. I actually, this was connecting to Elvis. I got T-boned twice in the space of 3 years. The first time the first time was a rear ender. Luckily enough, we were in like a 79 Impala. When we were hit by a 74, 75 Monte Carlo going 60 miles an hour, I got whiplash. And luckily enough, I didn't have my seatbelt on. It's what saved my life, because I slipped down forward when we hit the brakes. So, but I was bedridden for 6 months. So, and took a lot of Vicodin. And the day I flushed my Vicodin down the toilet was not fun, because then I proceeded to cry and scream for 24 hours near a heating duct. And my body, whatever like slight allergy I had to opiates before that, went full bore, and I could never take it ever again. So that was the first time. The second time was a year later, and I got T-boned in San Francisco. And my face broke the window. Luckily enough, the only thing that happened was my nose was broken. I asked the doctor in emergency, I said, is my nose broken? He grabbed my nose and went, not anymore. I was like, holy crap. But I had back pain for 20 years. So it's like, getting in accidents is very, very, very freaking serious. And you're lucky. The first one was in the rain, in the dark, on a freeway. The second one was in San Francisco in the rain. And luckily enough, we were in a 67 Mustang. So they hit us with a 84 car. So, and the only thing that was bad in that whole thing is that when we got out, I saw a lady walking up with her baby, and I said, were you holding your baby? Because she was the passenger. And she's like, I go, was that baby in a car seat? And even in the 80s, you always had babies in the car seats. That's when they first started. And in California, you know, they would always get weird about that shit. And she was like, he was in my arms. I just started screaming at her, going, what the hell is wrong with you? You run a red light with a baby in your arms? I had a broken nose and, you know, more whiplash and no biggie. And I screamed at this lady about her baby. Let's see. I had 2 streams taken down and stopped searching too. Yeah, see, that was the thing. It was like, I was pissed because I was like, this says Apple and NFL. Why isn't it showing? Also, I was disturbed when they panned to Robert Kraft's booth and I learned he had an attractive, much younger wife. There is no God. Robert Kraft, I don't... Okay, you have to explain that. Train spotting with CBS. Sure, she loves because he's so brilliant and good looking. Who are we talking about? She calls him her craft services table. He's more likely to get a table service. So as far as I'm concerned now, Bugs Bunny is bisexual. Actually, ooh, wait. He's also... God, I don't remember all of the phrases anymore. What would bestiality be backwards? Because he's a bunny. And he was always, you know, flirting with Yosemite Sam. Humanity? No humanity? I don't know. He's in the files. Oh, God. Robert Kraft's owner of the New Clean Patriots. He was caught up in a happy ending massage parlor raid in Florida. Ah, okay. Yeah, I just assume every rich male is now in the files. You know, or high celebrity considering Chopra's in the files. I was like, holy crap. Anthropomorphic animals goes both ways. Ah, okay, cool. So yeah, we've been exposed to all of this most of our lives, you know, the Gen Xers and probably the millennials and the boomers, you know, because of Bugs Bunny. So I don't know why everybody gets pissed off about it. You know, and Pepe chasing Penelope all over the place. So Yosemite Sam is just a beard. That is just too much. Okay, I'm going to leave it early. It's 57. I'm going to be done today. Now I want to get a Bugs Bunny tattoo. No, actually I want a Pepe Le Pew. My favorite person on the planet Earth is Pepe. I don't care how much of a misogynistic little furry rodent he is. Are skunks rodents? I still love him. So, okay. So we know the rules. Like, become a member. No, like, subscribe, become a member, and go spend money on, you know, buying Bad Bunny and Ricky Martin. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Wish me luck on my drive home, because nobody knows how to drive in California, especially when it's raining. I will see you guys. Oh, hi Heather. Bye Heather. I will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao Bellas.